Hey guys, so I've updating the ankle sprain story. It's now day 6 since I rolled my ankle playing basketball. I thought I'd give you guys an update of how it looks, how it feels, what I'm doing about it, and what's happened over the last few days. So if you guys ever roll your ankle, you'll know or have an idea. So the day I did my first video, that was day 2, and I was complaining quite a bit about the pain then. That night, I'd been sitting in my at work with my leg up for the whole day, but it probably wasn't elevated enough. It was probably level with my hip. When I got up at 5:30 p.m. after I'd been sitting there since 6 a.m., all the blood must have rushed to my foot, and I actually seen like where my toes are, the line across my toes went blue and looked like it filled with blood. Right across my ankle there was a real swollen band, and the throbbing pain was out of control. My missus picked me up, drove me home, and the pain was unbearable. I couldn't focus on anything. The pain just consumed me. You know, I tried to block it out, tried to breathe it out, think it out. I tried taking some painkillers, but it was just, after that blood had gotten in there, it took about an hour and 20 minutes for it to sort of calm down to a level where I could think properly and sit still. I was in that pain where you gotta like rub your head and rub the leg, and I was just all over the shop. So once that calmed down, it was an hour and 20 minutes later at least. So we went back up to emergency though to see the doctor that night at the hospital. And the first time I seen the doctor, he said the same thing. They were both concerned because my ankle was so big, but more because it was big on both sides. It had there was pain and swelling on both sides. So it says they were worried that I might have really done some damage to it, and recommended maybe go for an MRI. So I've got to book that in this week just to make sure everything is okay, because just the swelling was so big on both sides. I've got some photos to show you guys of what it looks like today with the swelling reduced pretty significantly. There is still the big lump on my right ankle. I've also added photo of my left ankle so you can see what my normal skinny ankles look like. There's quite a bit of bruising around the ankle, and it's still very stiff. The movement forward and back is reduced significantly. I can bend my toes slightly now, or much further than I could when the initial swelling happened. So with all the swelling reduced, it has been a little bit easier to get around. I can still only stay upright for about maybe 5 minutes before my foot starts to throb and hurt a little bit. My heel has been numb for nearly the whole time. I'm not sure what it is. The bottom outside of my heel has just been tingling and felt numb for a long time. That's another reason I might get it checked out. I've had a moon boot on, and that's been a game changer. Can recommend the moon boot just to stabilize it. It also has helped with compression, I think, keeping it nice and tight in there. Definitely by reducing the movement, that helps, and it just feels better in the moon boot. They're super comfy. My first time in one. What else can I tell you guys? So as far as the gym goes, I haven't been back to the gym since Tuesday last week. It's now Monday. And I feel gross, but at the same time I'm okay. I'm a die-hard gym guy. Like, I love it. I usually go every day, work out in some way every day, but I'm happy just to let the process happen work on the ankle, focus on trying to get as much movement back into that joint as I can. Also, just letting it heal. Sitting around with my leg up, rest, ice, compression, elevate, and let the process take over, let the healing begin. I'm hopefully going to start back at the gym tomorrow. Obviously it'll be mostly upper body stuff. Another side effect that you guys can be aware of when you're sitting down all the time with your leg up. I sit in a chair with my leg up. My hip and the sciatic sort of nerve area has been getting a bit tight. I'm not flexible as it is. I'm terrible at stretching, so I'm starting to feel a little bit of tightness in that area. And also on the left leg, obviously, because it does so much work, it's now my stabilizer, especially my glute, my left glute. When I'm on one crutch or anything, that's starting to become dominant, fatiguing a little bit earlier. But what I have to obviously be aware of now is when I come back from this, I'm going to have some sort of imbalance where my left glute will be stronger than my right, and I have no glutes as it is. It's my worst muscle group, and I'm super lazy when it comes to legs. So it's obviously going to have to be something that I work on to get the strength back, and yeah, looking forward to it. So that's that. I'll let you guys know the workouts I do as I do them. Update how the ankle feels each day now through till I start walking, so you guys can see how long it takes. Yeah, I'll throw in these photos in the video too so you can see them. Thanks guys.